Listen carefully, because this story is not about foolish people. It is about intelligent minds, the kind of minds that read books, analyze behavior, understand psychology, and still somehow destroy the most important relationships of their lives, not because they lack intelligence, but because they trust it too much, because an untrained, intelligent mind is one of the most dangerous forces a human can possess. And Stoic philosophy warned us about this thousands of years ago when Epictetus said that it is not what you do not know that harms you, but what you believe you know for certain. And this is where the tragedy begins, because intelligent people do not fall blindly, they fall confidently. They fall while explaining, justifying, and rationalizing their own emotional blindness, especially in relationships, where they believe logic should rule, where they believe feelings must be controlled, corrected, optimized. And when love becomes a system to manage rather than a human experience to respect, intelligence quietly transforms into stupidity, because the intelligent mind loves control, and relationships cannot be controlled without being killed. So the intelligent person starts analyzing instead of listening, correcting instead of understanding, winning arguments instead of protecting trust, and slowly, without shouting, without chaos, the relationship begins to suffocate. Because love does not need solutions, it needs presence. And this is where Stoicism is misunderstood, because Stoicism never taught emotional suppression, it taught emotional mastery. Never coldness, but clarity. Never detachment from people, but detachment from ego. Yet modern intelligent minds misuse Stoicism as an excuse to become emotionally unavailable, calling it strength when it is actually fear, saying, "I don't need anyone," when what they truly mean is, "I don't want to risk pain again." And so they detach, they rationalize distance, they treat people as replaceable, believing that unlimited options equal freedom, not realizing that choice without commitment empties the soul. Because Stoicism teaches that everything is temporary, but nothing is meaningless. And when intelligent minds forget this, they begin comparing, judging, measuring love through logic and social standards, through social media illusions, through intellectual superiority. And they convince themselves that emotional people are weak, that sensitivity is irrational, that vulnerability is inefficiency. Yet Marcus Aurelius warned that those who dismiss the emotions of others begin their own moral decay, because intelligence without empathy is not wisdom, it is arrogance disguised as reason, and arrogance is always blind to its own destruction. So the intelligent person becomes calm but not kind, logical but not safe, correct but not loving, and the relationship dies quietly, without drama, without screaming, because nothing kills faster than emotional invalidation. And when the other person finally leaves, the intelligent mind is confused, because everything was reasonable, everything made sense, every argument was sound, yet everything is gone. And this is the moment Stoicism becomes a mirror, not to blame the world, but to confront the self, because Stoicism asks one brutal question: what was in your control and what was not? And the painful truth is that you never controlled another person's feelings, loyalty, or endurance. You only controlled how you treated them, how you responded, how you showed up. And wisdom begins when the intelligent mind humbles itself, when it learns that being right is cheap, but being understanding is rare, that silence can be more powerful than explanation, that restraint is not weakness, that true strength is the ability to feel deeply without becoming enslaved by emotion. And this is the Stoic balance, where reason guards the heart instead of ruling it, where love is practiced daily through patience, respect, and humility, where control is released and character is strengthened, where loss is mourned without obsession, where pain is felt without becoming identity. Because Stoicism does not promise happiness, it promises dignity, and dignity is what remains when intelligence stops trying to dominate life and starts cooperating with it. And in the end, the truly wise person is not the one who knows the most, but the one who reacts the least, who loves without possession, who listens without preparing rebuttals, who understands that relationships are not arenas for intellectual victory, but spaces for human connection. And if you are still listening, it means you recognize yourself somewhere in this story, and that recognition is not weakness, it is the beginning of wisdom. Because every intelligent mind can become stupid, but only a courageous one is willing to admit it, learn from it, and choose a higher path, the Stoic path, where ego quiets down, clarity rises up, and intelligence finally matures into wisdom.